I'm just sitting here over by Jurassic World again. What do you mean again? I've never been here. Yeah, that's not happening. I'm not doing that. Oh, and I forgot to mention I got my wand, so I'll show you guys a little bit later. There he is. And also, look who's over here. Juliet the Triceratops. There's a huge line of here, so I'm gonna wait a minute. I'm gonna wait my turn. Okay, so this is like the most like non-correctly themed area that I can have this in, but this is my wand. It's Professor Dumbledore's wand, the Horcrux or whatever they call it. Like, this is basically the wand that Harry used to defeat Voldemort. I love Professor Dumbledore so much, and I knew that I wanted his wand. So you can take a look at like the smaller details here. So you can see, it's a really nice. It's like really well put together. I love it so much. And what makes this even better is that it has my name on it. Look right there. Whose name is that? That's mine. So you know that this is mine. Well, I'm actually using it in the wrong hand. I'm left-handed. So I love this. I'll do some footage later of me using this around Hogsmeade, but for some reason it wasn't working. Like, this is the most powerful wand known to wizards, and yet there it is, and it doesn't do anything. So yeah, I love this. Like, why?
Ladies and gentlemen, in the latter part of the Cretaceous period, Dromaeosaurs ruled the land using their speed, agility, and vicious hunting techniques. Today, we invite the bravest among you to encounter the mightiest theropod of 75 million years ago, the Velociraptor.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Raptor Encounter. My name is Isabel, and I'm a dinosaur handler here at Jurassic World. Now, this kind of training is an integral part of our Raptor program, as it really allows us to study these creatures in proximity to humans. Now, today we will be getting up close and personal with one of our favorite velociraptors, Blue, due to her extreme intelligence and empathy towards humans. Blue is so excited to come out and meet all of you.
Yeah, I sure she's excited. She wants to nibble my...
Well, that's a great reminder, folks. She is still a wild animal. So we've got a couple of guidelines. First and foremost, please listen to the instructions of the vet techs and myself. We are here to keep you safe. Additionally, please keep all hands, arms, feet, legs, and anything else you don't want bit outside of her territory. Thank you very much. Well, it sounds like she's really excited to meet everybody. Are we all excited to meet Blue?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Not bad, not bad. We could do better. Are we all excited to meet Blue? Yeah! Thank you. All right. She ready to come out?
My ears. My precious ears.
Fantastic. Let's open those gates. Blue, eyes on me. Eyes on me. Blue, hold.
Where are you
Eyes on me,
going,
Blue. Blue. Hey. All right, that's more like it. Oh my goodness, Miss Diva. We're moving. Good girl. Good job, girl. Thank you. All right. Well, she's being a little disobedient, but she at least recognizes my commands, which is a good sign, so we should be good to open the lineup. Now, see, she is really attached to her sisters, folks. Of course, as part of a pack, the four of them will all hunt together. They all hatched at the same time, so they've all created very deep social bonds with each other.
Hi, Blue. How you doing?
That's why she gets... No, that's not a snack. That's a friend. I know they're wearing red. I know they look tasty. I actually have no idea what she's saying. She actually doesn't have the brain-to-body ratio to really understand language at the depth that we as humans do. But at the same time, she does understand. Yeah, girlie, you're making lots of friends today. Did we all hear that sort of hairball kind of sound coming out from Blue? Now see, she could either pop up a hairball, which is nobody's ideal situation, or the more likely thing is she's using that sort of hairball sound and this low rolling growl here to communicate. Essentially, she wants to gauge our reactions, and if we all stay calm, Blue will stay calm as well. Just like this, folks, this is a perfect example of how to approach a velociraptor. Stay nice and calm when you're not in her territory. You can keep that back turn to get the best photo possible. If you show off your pearly whites, Blue will show off her pearly, whatever color her teeth are, as well. Listen, we don't really have the budget for a velociraptor dentist, so she doesn't really get teeth cleanings like that. I would have to be the one to do the teeth cleaning. And listen, I value my hands being on my body quite a lot.
Man, you're beautiful.
Bye, Curly.
Man, she's beautiful.
Oh my goodness, we've got little dragons on the backpack. Oh, did we all see how she turned to look at the water, folks? Now, and so it tends to sort of stress her out. I think she thinks the water is a bit suspicious. Pretty fishy. No, no one? Well, Blue doesn't approve, but I think I'm hilarious.
Hey, big girl, how you doing?
And the laughter was uproarious. Thank you, thank you. She's sick of me. Blue is sick of me.
Man, look at you. She's gorgeous.
Oh, did we hear that growl? Frank, this is actually pretty perfect timing if we could hold the line. Thank you so much. I just want to keep an eye on that growl. Folks, as she is out here, she gets a bit overstimulated. She does tend to get pretty agitated and aggressive. So folks, I think it would be a good idea if we all just gave her some space. Alright, as long as she doesn't get too close to that boundary, we should be a-okay, folks. Just want to keep an eye on this behavior right here. And of course I do the thing where I speak too soon. Blue. Those are friends. Those are friends. Blue. You want to back it up, please? Good girl. Thank you, Blue. Okay, maybe she gets treats later for that. We should be good to open that line up. Well, not now. Later. I don't have them. Look, empty pockets. No treats.
And marvel at all the new technology involved in filmmaking. But with the invention of sound and the need for quiet on the set, the original walking tour ended. But then in the 1960s, under the leadership of company chairman Lou Wasserman and executives Al Dorskin and Jay Stein, the idea of reviving a tour of the studio returned when the Gray Line bus tours originating in Hollywood made a stop at our gates. Then on July 15, 1964, the first of our red and white candy striped glamour trams took 67 passengers on a 2-hour driving tour of the Universal lot, and the Walt Disney Studio tour was born. We started with 2 drivers, 2 guides, and 1 ticket seller working out of a trailer on Lancashire Boulevard. From there, the studio tour expanded with fantastic one-of-a-kind Hollywood elements, like the Burning House, and also the Rock Slide, which were both in this area of the lot back in the 1970s and 80s.
It's a good thing my camera's an automatic stabilizer.
Oh, the coaster? You guys get close to a cool book of the coaster that they're building Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift over there. I haven't seen it with that progress so far. It's really cool. But that is your view as you're descending right now into Universal City. This is a real city too, by the way. Not a nickname. It has a bunch of real things that cities have, like that fire station you saw back there, Station 51.
Oh, yeah.
But in this city, if you're from SoCal, you come all the time, or even if you don't live here, it's your first time, everybody knows what they're going to see in this town. It is a lot of fake. But I am going to show you what is real here on your tour, and honestly, it's just 2 things. One was that fire station, the other is your boy right here, but y'all already knew that. But what is Universal City missing though to be like a legit city like a Los Angeles? Because it has that fire station you saw, it's got a sheriff station, medical services, even its own zip code here, but it doesn't have a residence. nobody lives here. The things that do live here, though, are going to be the sets you'll drive through today, trailers for the stars when they're all working here, sound stages. If you don't know what a sound stage is, look to your left. Because most of what you see when you watch TV shows and movies, it was filmed inside of a soundstage. Like 80 to 90% of what you see was filmed in one of these. And they can trick us all the time because it looks like they're filming in real places, like they went to a real school or a real restaurant, or maybe even think they're outside in like a character's backyard. Even that outside set can still be a fake one indoors inside of a soundstage. And all these soundstages make up a bunch of the front lot that you're driving through right here. This is where I used to be able to say the theme park is officially gone. You've left it behind. That's not true anymore. It's that Super Nintendo World on the right. If you were in there earlier today, you were basically on the studio lot with the stars of Super Mario Brothers movie. And my grandma, she's so precious, she can't pronounce the plumbers' names. So anytime she sees them, she goes, "Oh look, it's a Mario and a Luigi." So I say Mario and Luigi hang out here in the front lot, but before they showed up, you can visit the dressing room Lucille Ball right here.
Yes,
Obviously my screening costume designer Edith Head. Or by the 80s, maybe y'all remember the preview center had the popular special effects stage here. But in 2024, you're being surrounded by all those sound stages we were looking at, where they do film real stuff. Universal loves you so much, but not enough to build you a fake studio to go tour. Again, this is the real deal, I can't stress that enough. It's so real, I was freaking out because they were doing my new favorite show right here. They just finished season 3, it's about to premiere on the 15th this week. I'm so excited. It's gonna be on Peacock. Let me know if anyone watches Bel-Air. It's the reboot of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Or if you watch the original, this has got a completely different vibe because they reimagined it to be more of a drama. One of my favorite people ever is in it too. If you know Coco Jones, she plays Hillary in it. Or you might know her from her Grammy win this year for her song I See You. I'm so proud of my baby girl. I have great taste in favorites.
Illumination. At Illumination, we've made some of the most successful animated films in box office history, including Despicable Me, The Lorax, The Secret Life of Pets, Minions, Sing, The Grinch, and the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Love it.
And the team is hard at work again as we launch our next film, Despicable Me 4.
Okay, so when this movie came out, I don't know if any of you saw the TikTok of the girl who was like, "Oh, my husband or my fiance just told me to," or not, it was her boyfriend, that's an important fact. He was telling her to get all dressed up, we're gonna go somewhere very special, and she thought she was getting proposed to, but he ended up taking her to Despicable Me 4 in the theaters. Honestly, that's even better than a proposal for me. I would have been like, you know what, that's fine. I love that he did that. So they worked on those movies down there in their bungalow to your left. One of those bungalows is also pretty historic. One belonged to Alfred Hitchcock, which it wasn't always here. It actually was up where Jurassic World was. So to bring it down here to the lot, they didn't break it down. They put that whole thing on a crane, carried a full building all the way down there to the bungalows that you were driving out to get Hitchcock's bungalow down there, which is pretty cool.
That's awesome.
And then this is the final part of the front lot. You know,
And TV shows. This is Universal's Metro sets.
The Metro sets.
so like I told you, when you make it to the back lot, you can shoot the big stuff here, large scale exterior shots. And I told you St. Dennis Medical recently taken over this part of the Metro sets too, right? Because you can see their hospital set right there. They added that awning for the ambulances to pull up when they're filming, and they got these custom doors because if you go inside there, ain't nothing in it. That's completely fake. So any interior hospital scene that you might see in there, that's a fake set instead of the soundstage you just drove by. The same thing happens for these brownstone apartments. As bad as I want to live in them, you can't. It kind of looks like an unfinished construction job on the inside. So these types of sets, when they have these four walls, they look good, but then you go inside, it's just hollow. Those are called shell sets. Something real though for my Back to the Future fans is what's coming up next as you turn onto this street. It's this street that you're on right here, where the time machine went up to 88 miles per hour as you're seeing Hill Valley, California, and these sets in the lot that they call Courthouse Square.
Welcome to the Courthouse Square. These sets were used to create Hill Valley and the Back to the Future
I can't see it.
And they represented multiple time periods. 1985, 1955, and the
There it is.
far
That's
distant
the actual
future,
thing.
2015. So this
That
set-
car ran down this street.
This is one of the most
Yeah,
popular
the
sets
DeLorean.
on the Universal Studio Tour.
We had a lot of fun making those films here on the lot. I wonder what it'd be like to go back to those days. If only we had a time machine.
Hey everybody, do you think we can get this tram up to 88 miles per hour?
No.
See you in the future.
It was right there.
Now, if you're a big fan of those movies, you can probably tell when you look at that building that something is a little bit off. You're not wrong. Let me show you something on your screens. Those columns for exits are not there. Well, they actually are. So, the show Ghost Whisperer changed that set because other stuff would come use these sets and film there, but when their stuff would air on TV or be in theaters, Fans would just see the clock tower and these columns and go, "Oh no, wait, that's Marty McFly, I'm Back to the Future, I've seen those movies before." Ghost Whisperer did not want that. They wanted you to stay in the world they were trying to create for you. So they built an exterior around the already existing exterior of that building. So if you walk inside the doors there, everything is still in there, it's just inside. So metaphorically and quite literally, the heart of those sets is always going to be in Valley, California and Back to the Future. And by now, all 4 of our cars have made this corner. You've turned onto my favorite part of the back lot. This is New York Street around you. And I love this because it gets so immersive in here. The buildings get up to 50 feet high. They have a theater district here, a financial district, even a Macy's you cannot shop in. I already tried, it was fake. But something else that used to be here, if you're a fan of the tour, this is the location of the original King Kong attraction. Somebody knows him very well as his co-star from the movie back in 2005.
And self-action. Did you know the Metro sets were once the home to Hollywood's biggest star? Right here is where the original studio tour King Kong attraction resided from 1986 until 2008. He stood 30 feet tall and weighed in at 13,000 pounds. Over the years, millions of guests got to meet King Kong face to face as he shook the tram. So close you could feel his hot banana breath.
Love you, Jack Black.
Jack Black's the best. Is that it?
I loved him in...
I think that's my last line, and then the tram moves on to the next thing.
Yep, basically.
I loved you in Kung Fu
Universe's
Panda.
concrete jungle over there, which if you're an American Ninja Warrior fan, they also use that street as well to build their obstacle course, which I don't even think people realize. It's so cool. Right down there in that jungle, but you're actually headed to a real jungle right now on your right. Because that one there was where Kong was.
This is what makes it a
Up here
throwback.
to your right
Oh, okay.
is where he
This
is.
is under throwback.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to do movies.
Put your glasses on.
Oh.
The 3D ones.
I don't have any 3D ones.
Oh, look, bugs.
I like films that just take
Oh, a
you
steam
away
engine.
from
I wonder if that thing's real.
sweep you up an adventure. Kong literally does that. I mean, you're on board a ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering
I don't have any.
monsters
I don't have any
creatures
3D
from,
glasses.
prehistoric times.
Oh look, and
So I
there's
was thrilled
Hogwarts
when
up there.
Universal invited me back to Skull Island. It was great.
Love Hogwarts so much.
Now we have created this 3D immersive experience, so you're going to have your glasses.
wondering
ready.
if
Don't
that
put
was
them on
part
yet.
of the
Just
Harry
put it in your
Potter
hand,
area.
but we're about to return to Skull Island.
That's right, everybody. So as you head in, make sure that you are staying seated at all times, keeping your arms and legs inside the vehicle. This is a place you want to hold on to all your belongings very close to you as well. Check your wallets, your phones, your children if you love them, or even if you don't, please hold on to everything tight. You don't want to drop anything in here. It gets really hard to get back.
Forgive
And while
me,
you're on
I'm
your
gonna
phones,
be
just make sure
turning
that
off
your
the
flashes
camera
are
right now,
turned
just in
off.
case.
The flash has been so much more than just Europe in here. In places beyond Europe, beyond this world, even beyond this life, because you may have saw that sign as you were coming in. And here was also the afterlife, if you watch The Good Place.
You, Eleanor Shellstrom, are dead.
Cool.
This location, the afterlife, come on. I have never ever seen this. You're in the good place.
I'm not supposed to be here.
This scene on your screen happened right here to your left. That was the yoga shop for The Good Place. So Kristen Bell, Darcy Carter, William Jackson Harper were right there filming this scene.
Can't risk going to the bad place.
Maybe it's not all that bad.
How can I help you?
What is the bad place like?
Well, it doesn't sound awesome.
Now, Little Europe, of course, has been Europe though in a bunch of things. Very recently, this was Paris for Sabrina Carpenter. She was actually just here, and she did her commercial for the Olympics here. It's a very easy YouTube search. It's one where she's sitting at the cafe talking to the imaginary bird. That was so right here in Little Europe. And then this part square to your right, that's a big reason why productions love to come film here, like The Good Place. That specific spot's called the Court of Miracles, and it's the real birthplace of the monsters I was telling you about. This is monsters like the creature who you already saw, the Wolfman, the Mummy, Dracula, my mother-in-law, and then also my favorite, Frankenstein. So when they were shooting the first Frankenstein movie, they were so secret about what Frankenstein looked like, so much so the actor Boris Karloff who played him, he had to wear a bag over his head if that camera was not on him and recording a scene. A lot of efforts to make sure there were no leaks, no spoilers, and it worked so well. At the premiere, there were people who legit fainted inside the theater. So it shows you the power what keeping a secret can do for a movie. That's why we hear no leaks, no spoilers all the time. That secrecy all came from the classic monsters. And speaking of secrets, up ahead of us in Soundstage 50, it was secret what was inside here because it used to be where the earthquake attraction was, but it closed last year so they could renovate the sets. Well, since they finished it, productions have already been in here filming, wanting to use the new sets. But the green wigwag light on the outside, if you notice it, that lets us know if they're filming or not. Green means they're not, so we can go past through. And we can see the set they were using. So make sure, since we're guests, that you're staying seated, keeping your arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times. And here's another place too that you want to hold on to all your belongings super close. You don't want to drop anything, it's going to be really hard to get back, so hold on tight. They just left a lot when we get an point out too. This is cool. Like these hair and makeup stations, don't get fooled. You usually mainly get ready at base kit like we talked about, but these are amazing for touch-ups. Or if you get in a fight scene, they want to give you a black eye in between takes, you can get right in front of the camera real quick after you get that.
Oh boy.
Hold on, everybody. Maybe it's an aftershock from that. Maybe it's real. Just hang on. So proud of you that it's not just a hot set. You survived Earthquake, the big one! It is back. This attraction originally opened 35 years ago in 1989 and just reopened this past spring for our 60th anniversary, complete with the Hollywood makeover. Updating all of the props and movie-making equipment, bringing that set into the 21st century. We're also a little bit past the halfway mark of the tour, so I want to remind everybody to stay seated. The studio is part of the property, so if at any point during the tour you drop your phone or just can't wait to use the restroom, pull the cord and I'll be back to assist you. Earthquake is a great example of when they're using something called practical effects, because those weren't screens in there, right? That was real tangible stuff in front of you. This is a visual effects and CGI. That's my favorite part of the movies when they use practical effects. I think they look amazing.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to see some more practical effects coming up next, so do make sure that you are staying seated over here because I get really scared over here. And that's just because I can't swim.
Oh, I love Jaws. Jaws, I love it. If you guys are wondering, like, my favorite part of Jaws has to be when the dock is ripped off of the dock and it basically... Oh, hold on. I can't see, there's people in the way. Shark, right there. I can't see. Oh, that poor diver. The poor diver. Oh boy.
Oh well.
Diver John, no. See, that's That's my favorite part of Jaws right there. Oh, that's hot.
Y'all are screaming like you've never seen this movie. We didn't see that coming? No, I'm not one to judge. I was freaking out too. Let me just do a quick just make sure that everybody made it and is still on the trail. There's 1, 2. Actually, I forgot to count when we left, so car 1. I'm just gonna say it looks close enough. Cars 2, 3, 4 though. We're gonna see y'all's faces for the first time too back there. How we doing back there? Y'all with us? Y'all alright? Oh, I hear y'all too. Cute smiles and waves. I like y'all.
Oh, there's
I'm glad nobody fell in because I told you I can't swim and come get you. No, I'm kidding. If you did see somebody fall in there by chance, no, you didn't.
There's the shark.
Coming up next year, though, we're going to be seeing a classic attraction here at the tour. This is the one I was most excited to do the very first time I rode it. Somebody else who loves it like I do is a Today Show co-host and meteorologist, Al Roker.
Time for my favorite part of the tour, weather. When it comes to film and TV, it is truly a special effect. In fact, to demonstrate how weather effects are created, we debuted our first major attraction here on the studio tour way back in 1968. Welcome to the only part of the back lot with a 100% chance of rain. The flash flood.
Even though it's
So
sunny.
where Al is standing is to your left, and that's part of the lot called Old Mexico. It's also going to show you how they make it rain for the movies. The sprinklers shoot the water up first, and that's how it falls down naturally for the cameras. When you see actors, it looks
But
like a
it's
light
sunny outside.
romantic. It is not. They film in a downpour every time. It's got to be that heavy. It has to pop it up on screen so our eyes can tell that it's rain. We watch it. And for the actors, it can be really hard. That rain could be freezing. It can hurt because that rain is so heavy. You just keep getting hit by it relentlessly. So I'm going to turn it off early. We're not going through that today. I didn't press the button in time. I'm so sorry.
Oh boy. Protect the camera. I love practical effects so much. Oh
So
good,
that
they got
water
their
from
own.
flash flood, it gets recycled and sent right back up the hill. That's how they can do it over and over again so quickly, which comes in handy for all the other trams that come behind us, or if you're filming in there, and you gotta get multiple takes for your scene real quick, that water getting up there makes it happen fast. Kind of like they did for this movie, which I think is cinema. If you know it, you have a really refined taste.
You gotta love all the practical
When I was like
effects.
5 and hosted the Rush Oscars in my own home, Big Fat Liar won everything that year, swept in my house.
Ooh, it's a western town.
Butter my butt and call me a biscuit, because y'all just made it to the YYOS. This right here is 6 points. I guess I did because there's 6 streets in here that can each be their own town. Each street can have its own jail, hotel, its own saloon. If you look Tarantino, he did Once Upon a Time in Hollywood right here, so huge names like Leonardo DiCaprio was right here, Brad Pitt was right here, Rashawn was not right here because they couldn't afford me, so I'm hoping for next time. But if those are going to be your contemporary Western stars, I mean, you don't see sets like this without thinking of the legends.
Ooh,
But they
the
were
Opera
filming right
House.
here too. Stay here. Who knew that you could get a good view of the Hollywood sign? And this is actually Universal's official replica of it. They built it in conjunction with the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce to commemorate 60 years of the studio tour. So now when you stay here, you get a cool view of that. And then Norman's pretty selfish because he gets a cool view of himself from his house up here at the Psycho House. Now Norman does spend a lot of time at work, but someone who's always hanging up there, his mama. Look for her in the upstairs window, and if you happen to see her by chance, tell her I said hello.
Okay. Ooh.
They're probably watching me. Well, let them.
Oh, there she is. I see her up there. Okay, so there's lots of copyrighted stuff here, so I'm trying to block it all out. Oh, wow.
That house is still so eerie to me, but it had to get more eerier than this to your left with this plane crash set. And that is a real airplane, it's not fake. This set was created for Spielberg's film War of the Worlds, also from Paramount.
Is that my
came out
bike
in 2005,
from my
starring Tom
garage?
Cruise.
Hey, that's my bike from my garage. How'd they get it out here?
The airplane crash site set is a perfect example of a set that is all designed around a vision that Stephen had.
When we first began to sit down to talk about the War of the World, I thought, what if the 747 goes down right in a big neighborhood? Because it's just something you don't see.
You're doing good. You're doing good.
Yeah.
Listen to me. Listen, now, listen, I want you to close your eyes, okay?
Be this hard. You're going to be visiting one of the sets from one of his worlds now. You're going to be visiting the Jupiter's Claim sets from his latest movie, Nope.
What's up, Studio Tour? I'm Kiki Palmer from Jordan Peele's film, Nope. What's a bad miracle? Well, you'll have to see our movie to answer that one. Until then, I hope you enjoy your visit to Jupiter's Claim.
So this part of the movie with these sets actually filmed about 30 minutes north of here near Santa Clarita. They carefully broke it down and rebuilt it on the lot so that you could be on it, just like Daniel Kaluuya, Stephen Yeun, and my girl Kiki Palmer.
Movie magic only happens when a team of collaborators, often in the hundreds, work together to take an impossible notion and bring it to life. This is Jupiter's Claim, a nostalgic, small-time Southern California amusement park owned by former child star Ricky Jupe Park.
Never heard of them.
Over there,
Although
look into the winking well and have your picture taken just like the kids in that old 90s movie Kid Sheriff.
Although
That's
I
what
do
this whole
see
place
that-
is loosely based on. Remember that one? No? Well, I do. A little further down, you can see the brand new Star Lasso experience. Built to showcase an unbelievable new live show.
Hey, Clyde. Hey, Jared. Hey,
So
Jared.
live and... Anyway, behind this Hollywood fantasy in the gold rush frontier town lies a sinister secret. It is smack dab in the center of a UFO hotspot.
A UFO hotspot?
Welcome to the world of no.
Right there in the window.
Oh, there's an alien in that window.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. We're gonna pull a Jordan Peele and get out of Jupiter's Claim. Which sets like this, whether it's like a cute little fake living room and a soundstage or a huge set like this, that all comes from the mind of somebody. It's the production designer. So when you see the credits roll at the end of the movie, now you know what they do. The production designer for Nope was Ruth DeYoung. She's so talented. She even got nominated for an Oscar this year for her production design work in Oppenheimer. If you saw it last summer, you know Universal is so proud of it because it swept at the Oscars this year, including winning Best Picture. See, that huge movie all centering around a pretty important explosion. Well, you're heading into Sullivan's garage, where there is no shortage of explosions that happen in the franchise that calls this home. This place has been known to get a little fast and a little furious.
I love Fast and the Furious.
Look, this might be more serious than I...
Okay, so now that we're back in Hogsmeade before the end of the day, I want to see if I can use Dumbledore's wand on anything, like, because that's the whole reason I got it in the first place. Like, I want to use this, so I'm gonna wave it around like an idiot for a little bit, and then we see what happens. Okay, so this one right here, you're supposed to. So if you look on the ground, there's these things, and you're supposed to use one of these. So I'm gonna see what happens. So we're gonna let Samuel try it out. Gilbert. Or Gilbert, whatever his name is. So as you can see, he made it move around and stuff. Okay. Let me see. Blades. Okay. I think I did something. I don't know. So I'm just gonna start waving this thing around like an idiot until something happens. Nope. Okay, so there's this one right there, and then there's one right across the way. Like, this one I know works really well, so. I know this one works really well. Samuel tried doing that one earlier. I mean Gilbert. Gilbert tried doing this one earlier.
Yes, mine doesn't.
See, I told you it works. So they said to wait like... Oh, sorry, that's fine. Let's see. Dude. Haha. It actually does something. Now it's this one that I want to try before we go on the last ride of the day. See, now that's what I want it to do. And a wand this powerful obviously should make that.